there, my name is Samuel, welcome back to another video where today we should be taking a look at the set 71741 Ninjago City Gardens, which does include a whopping 5,685 pieces, 22 minifigures, and this does retail at full retail £275, $300 and €300, and this was released all the way back on Ninjago's 10th anniversary, which honestly is absolutely insane. Yeah, without further ado, let's get straight to this and no stalling. So then, taking a look at the Master Wu minifigure, this is the golden 10th anniversary edition, which we've already taken a look at this figure. I'll list it on at the end and maybe on screen now if I remember. There's a couple other videos where we show the collection of the golden figures, so yeah, I'm not going to show him too much, but there is the stand, and there is his body printing and everything. So that is Master Wu, which I think is pretty awesome. Oh, and there is his face print, which is pretty awesome. So then next up, you can see that we have Kai and Zane, which are literally the same legacy robes. So let's quickly remove their accessories, which there you can see they're printing. Honestly, it's really good to see these minifigures, but it's just so annoying that the fact that we have got these in so many sets, and they definitely could have like an exclusive outfit or something, but they're the other expressions. Then for Lloyd, it's basically the same one that we've had, but he has this face print, which is from last year. It's basically just that other face print that we have. And he actually has the hairpiece, finally. This hairpiece, which is basically the Ron hairpiece from back in like 2002 Harry Potter. This hairpiece has never been in blonde until now, which honestly is absolutely insane just to think about. But yeah, that's the Lloyd minifigure, which is really awesome. So then swapping him out for his mother, you can see we have Misako here, which is another minifigure that is pretty awesome. I have to admit, you can see her printing there, which is pretty cool, but again, it's not really accurate, so I don't really see the point in this minifigure. To me, if Ninjago figures aren't accurate, I don't see as much interest. But anyway, there is Misako, which next up you can see that we have the two lovebirds here. We have Jay and Nia. Jay has actually got like a new body printing, which I think is really cool. He has the same badges from his suit, which I really like the fact that they've done that, and there you can see he has facial expression, which he looks pretty happy there, and then he doesn't look as happy, and he has the stripe on the back, which I actually like this figure, even though it isn't too accurate. Which then, taking a look at Mia, she has that t-shirt design, which that design, honestly, she's only ever used, I think, in like season 8, Sons of Garmadon, and honestly, I'm just not a fan of it. It really doesn't fit her personality. So yeah, that is Nia. There you can see she's quite happy on that face. Then here you can see that we have like this Rockstar Cole, which I think is quite funny. I like the fact he has that controller. You can see he has the same printing. I believe there's this as the dock set, which is quite disappointing, but still, it's a pretty cool minifigure. Even if it is a repeat, it's still an okay figure. I still like the look of it, though he isn't too accurate, and there you can see he's more angry face. It would have been better to have him in like a dance costume or something, quite funny and quite reminiscent to the fact that his dad's a dancer. Quickly, I did forget to say here is Jay's suit, which is pretty cool, that the fact that they give it to you, but the idea is really that this is kind of just to go in the towel, which I think is pretty cool. It would have been awesome to get Cole a Nia's suit, but like on like a 2x2 as a sticker, so then it could be that it's like folded up. I think that would have been absolutely incredible. And then if you don't know who this character is, this is Master Wu's dog. And if you're thinking, when did Master Wu obtain a husky? For some reason, in the 2015 Wu's Dragon set, for some reason they included like a husky, which I thought was really weird. We like had like a build on the side, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, that is Wu's husky. Then next up, you can see that we have Clutch Pals, which this literally is the same one from the minifigure series, which honestly, I think that's really disappointing that they've just put the same one in. Well, sorry, not figure series, the figure pack, but there you can see what his facial printing looks like. Honestly, I think this figure's done really well. It's just a shame that he has literally been just reproduced from that other set. But anyway, there you can see him, which is a pretty cool minifigure. Which then next up, you can see we have Ronan, which honestly, this is really awesome because he sort of got a redesign in the island. It was not much of a redesign, but just to the fact that they've sort of just updated and tweaked his suit a little bit from season 5. So yeah, it's really cool to see him in this set. And yeah, now it makes sense why they included him. Originally, it was a bit like, why? But yeah, it's really cool, though it would have been cool to have his like straw hat, which was pretty cool to see. But there you can see his facial printing, which is pretty cool. You can see his face printing there, which is really done nicely, and there you can see his printing, which is really awesome. And he has toe printing, which is the first, I believe, for Ronan. Very cool. Then next up, you can see that we have finally the mechanic, which honestly, this minifigure is such a huge letdown. The fact that he's actually got this golden arm and he's not got that exclusive like arm that he has in the show is an absolute just buzzkill for me. This is a figure that I've always wanted, and we've seen him from season 5. So for Lego to not give him a new exclusive arm, I think is a massive disappointment. But anyway, there you can see his printing, which I think is pretty cool, and he's like metal plating and everything. So yeah, this minifigure honestly is a letdown. He has the dual moldy boots like Batman, which is pretty cool, and he has his really unique weapon, which I really like that though. Which then, taking a look at Cece, a really great thing about this is that the body print is quite is unisex, which basically means that you can put any head on this, and I've seen people do it. You can build armies of like the mechanics like henchmen, which I think is really cool. So there you can see that printing, which is pretty awesome, and there you can see that expression in her back printing. So yeah, all you need to get is a face with like a rubber mask like that, and there you go. There's a unlimited army rather. So then starting off with the civilians, let's quickly take a look at this. We have Christiana. You can see that she has the green ninja t-shirt there, which I think is from the Ninjago ride set. You can see her facial printing there, and there she's winking, and there you can see it says Lloyd on the back, so she must have a crush on Lloyd. That doesn't make sense because he's a kid at this point. Then following up on the fans, this must be another fan because he has the dark green. This is called a Tito, which looks pretty awesome. You can see his facial printing there. You can see that he looks quite happy there. The face does look a bit fuzzy, but I guess it is what it is. You can see we have the green printing, and he has a record player, which is really cool. Wonder if we'll get that again in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 or Christmas special sets, but there you can see that, which is really neat. Then following on, we do have a Kato, which is another pretty cool minifigure. He has like an exclusive foam printing, which I think that foam printing is honestly really awesome. And taking a look at Kato, you can see he has that shirt there. He has that facial expression, which that is pretty cool. I recognize that facial expression from somewhere, which I honestly can't place my finger on where it's exactly from. But yeah, that's another pretty cool civilian. Then next up, we have Aline, which is just another one. Pretty basic, really. She just has some printing. This is kind of just one of the throwaway figures that they kind of just threw in here, but there you can see her printing. So that is Aline with her little pretzel. Then basically we have like the Dareth knockoff character called Mei, M-E-I. It's honestly such a shame that she didn't was swapped like with Dareth. Honestly, it would have been better to have like a trainer who of course we actually know, but still that's another pretty cool character though. It'd be cool to see like maybe she could become in the show as like Dareth's like rival or something. And then finally we have Hai, which honestly is just another basic minifigure. So he has his printing, he has his facial printing, and yeah, everything like that, the same logo as the shop, which is pretty cool. And then next up, we have a character which I believe is from Exo Force or something like that. This is called Scoop, which uses the baby piece, the baby holder, upside down, which I thought was absolutely incredible. Has a hat, some roller skates. Honestly, I think this is an absolute fantastic build. Like, I mean, the creativity here in oh my days, it has butt cheeks. Okay, that is very random, I just noticed. But anyway, taking a look at that again, you can see that that is a pretty cool character with some stamp feet. And then here you can see that we have like the titanium ninja statue for Zane, which I think is really cool. And the shoulder pads, I believe we have seen somewhere else before. I can't exactly lay my finger on it. Oh, that is it, I believe, the Lego Ideas Night set. And finally, a secret minifigure, if you want to call it that. This is the young Master Chen, or basically the statue for the house. And Lego actually want you to put the legs on backwards like that, so that is why I'm not going to switch them around. Honestly, it's the first time Lego have ever done that, and I think it's incredible. I think it's quite funny. And actually, I just realised you could use that straw hat for Ronan. But anyway, there you can see that face print, which looks really awesome. And there is the body printing. Such a cool minifigure. So quickly, let's start off by just taking a look at the overall build of this set and just how it all looks as one, which they are all connected by modulars, which honestly I think it looks really neat. You can just see that the way they're all done is just really well. Like, you can see that it just fits. There's nothing like poking out or an angle or raise. It's all perfectly flush with each other, which is really cool. But there you can see just all the different angles of everything. It is done really good, and it's one of those sets that sort of is like a 360-degree set. You can just see like moving it around to the back here. You can see that they also did that as well, which honestly is absolutely just incredible. The way that they really have put all the details in and left the Technic pins holes here, just so you can connect it to the other versions or any future ones to come. So yeah, that's what you can see what it looks like. Honestly, it looks really awesome. So all of this is actually connected via a modular system, like I've just stated. So what we're going to do is put the camera on a stand and show you how to take it apart. So taking a look at an aerial shot quickly of this set, you can see what it looks like. There are 4 rooms here. You can see that there's also a nice little bird's nest with a dove and this tree, which is so darn wobbly. It honestly is way too wobbly, but anyway, you can see that we have like a minifigure see-through stand there, which is cool. And there's just this really nice bench for like couples to date or friends to sit down or whatever it is, which you can see we have got Jay and Nia. You can see that we got all these like weapons and that just as like greenery, which I think is really cool. You then have this little area which is really nice at this side, sign up here, you can see that it just says like Ninjago. I'm not sure if it means as in Ninjago or Ninjago. That makes absolutely no sense, but you get my drift there. But you can see that we have like a little aerial satellite and everything like that. So yeah, this is really cool. You have actually like a joint there, which is really cool. The way that they put that in there, you can see we've got the pavement and it's just got the really cool like water area. It sort of cheats adding this, but it still looks cool nevertheless. You can see you have the green claws, and yeah, you got Ronan's shop, some little friends party hats and everything. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. And moving around, we'll take a look at the shops in a minute, but there you can see what they look like. Honestly, it looks pretty cool. There is a bit of a gap here, which is quite big, but yeah, it looks okay. Like I said, it isn't too bad, but you can also see that there's a nice little table there, and there is Ronan's shop and this really cool pillar. So let's quickly just take a look at these buildings and then these two. So starting off over here, this is actually a bedroom, which honestly is really cool. It's hard to see in there, but you can see that we have got this poster for Ninjago City, which I believe we have seen before. But then up here, we've actually got two sets. This is actually the Keepers of Village set on screen now. You can see the comparison. And this one is actually the Catamaran Sea Battle. You can see that on screen now. I really love how they've done that. When I saw that, I was like, wow, that is honestly incredible that they've added that in micro scale. Then you can see that we have a ninja bed, which I think is really neat. You can see that you can actually remove that to like reveal like a side there. I think that's cool. You've got a roller skate. You've got a night lamp that's one of the glitter elements and everything. So yeah, that looks really cool. You've got like a little cabinet and everything. You've got that. And there's also a spaceship, but I'll show you that as it's attached to the floor above. And then there is this gap, which I absolutely don't like. Why there is just a gap there. I don't like that. And some curtains. So that is what it looks like. You can see all four of the angles, which I think that looks pretty cool. And here is the bed sheet, which honestly is another really awesome sticker print. Then under, you can see that we've just got this like a dojo trainer or something like that, which is really cool, who does some noodles or something like that. You can see some just more noodles. Yeah, you can tell that they're noodles. She has like a sink there, which is good for the hygiene. You can see that there's just like a shelf there, some other detailing with just some cutlery in that, and some more shelf, and the book here, which that side unit is done with a book, which is really cool. Which then you can see that we have this other little room, which I presume that this is the dojo. You can see that we have got some really nice like sticker printing of all just like areas in Ninjago, which is cool. You can see that there's a door here, but my problem is with this door, if we quickly just move around, you can see it has some shutters, windows, just some piping, this awesome window, is that this door actually doesn't lead anywhere really. It just goes to this gap, which I really don't like. And you can see that all of these are built really similar on like a hinge, and this I got so bored because there are so many elements. It was so cool the first time, but they reused this building technique literally like 5 or 6 times. It's honestly a nightmare. And then here you can see the man himself. This is Ronan's shop, of course. You can see we have a blade cup here, the Fang Blade cup from that episode, which is really cool. We then also have this area, which is actually a cabinet with 2 trading cards, which you'll take a look at those in a second. We also have a map of Ninjago City, which is really awesome. And we actually have this build, which is from the City of Sticks set from 2015 possession, which is really awesome. We actually also have this cup as well. Sorry, I mean trident. Why did I say the word cup? But this is a trident, which is really cool. And I guess that is actually a reference that we've had all the way back since also the City of Sticks. That's a reference we've had to Melopia for that long. And there is also another sticker with that like print there, that sticker print there rather, and there is Ronan's thing, and there is a ladder there. So yeah, mostly Ronan will charge people to stay there, but yeah, there's also a trapdoor, which I think is really cool. So let's quickly take a look at the little cards, which are then taking a look. You can see we have a Whiplash and Lasher, which I think is really awesome. Which are then doing one more final aerial shot. You can just see what it looks like. This is really nice drain area. I think this area honestly looks really good without the other things, and the fact that they've added more details, especially over here, they've actually added, as you can see, that some gold, some like trophies, and some little blades, but also this, which is actually like a new ninja looking like mask, which apparently the designer said that that may or may not mean something. To me, that looks like a potential Skylar. We know that there's going to be more development with the Elemental Master of Amber, which is currently Skylar, so that really could be an awesome hint. But yeah, you can see what this looks like. And apologies, I just want to clear up, this basically is what they use for like joints for like mech characters like Bionicle and all of that, I believe, which is really cool, but mainly that is just mech, so that is what I meant by that. But yeah, this is really cool. You can see we have the table and the tree. So yeah, that is the downstairs. Now let's move on up to the next level. So then taking a look at the second floor, you can see what it looks like. This honestly is pretty cool. It is definitely a lot thinner. You can see that there's definitely not as much space, but that isn't too bad. So So starting off, you can see that we've got this like really nice little like memento shrine for the Ninjago 10th anniversary, which I think that is such a fantastic idea. And can I just say, this tree is an absolute pain. It kind of gets in the way, but you can see that, for example. But removing that figure, you can see we just got like a little railing. You've got some detailing. We've got some really cool signs, which honestly are really cool. You can see the translation there on the right hand side, and there you can see we just got some others. That I believe is a power minder's little reference there, or Rock Raiders, one of the two. Then you can see we have Chen's Noodle House, which we'll take a look at that in a minute, and you can just see some more of there's all the translations on the other side. But there you can see that, which I think that's really cool. I really like this little rock thing, which we've already taken a look at. And then also you can see that we have the trash can, which I think is really cool for the noodle shop and everything. There you can see some more signs in all of the Ninjago language. You can see we have some shutters and everything from the backhand side of this bit. So yeah, that is what that looks like. Now let's quickly actually just show you this area first. Sorry, you can see there's some more signs and everything. So that I think is really neat. So now let's quickly take a look at these shops, which simply the shops just do lift up. So then taking a look at Chen's Noodle House, which is like a little outlet version of it, you can see that we have a Chen figure at the top, like a flashback version, which that has actually asked you to put the minifigure legs backwards, which is absolutely incredible. Lego have never asked you to do that before. You can see we've got a couple pillars, some like printing stickers and everything, got AC unit, got a little blue thing. I'm not really sure what that is, but still you can see that we just got all these really cool elements. Like, I really like the look of this building. I think it looks really cool, especially this part. I love the way that looks. It looks fantastic. And you can see that this simply just opens up. You can see we then have an interior with this. I wonder if they got the pop stickles, I believe is what they're called, as Dareth said in season 4. You can see another season 4 reference. That is the Anaconda, just like a painting of them, or a mural more rather. And there you can see that we just have some noodles, some like plants. We've got a light. That might be a reference to Jay, but it's a bit too dark for his average color. You can see that clip, which that is interesting that they used orange instead of like red or black. I reckon that's because it's a reference to the Dragon Hunters. You can see they've got like this little cooking station, which you could put a figure down there, which is really cool. And then here you can see we have 3 more stickers, which I think look really awesome. And then next up we have this little ice cream store, which isn't actually like canon to Ninjago so far, but anyway, you can see what it looks like. It's got those little stars, which sort of remind me of Marrow now. And then there you can see that we have that sticker print, which is really cool. You can see that we have this window, we have this one, which I just wish that they'd print that on. Like, it's, you know, it is what it is though. You can see we have this little penguin thing with some more potential Ninjago writing. We then have a sign that mostly says this way or up here, or what, like describing where it is. Another AC unit. We actually have a ice cream down here that was melted, which honestly I think is really neat that they've done that. I think that is pretty cool. And this, can I just say, this actually does pop off quite a lot of the time. So yeah, you can see that there is actually a back entrance as well, which is really neat. And then also you have that side. But one thing that you can do, which is really cool, you can simply just unclip it like this. Well, you can see that there is a clip, and the idea is that you should be able, which whatever you do, guys, please do not open that hinge. It does actually not open, so I got that wrong. My apologies there. But anyway, I've taken off the wall so you can see the interior. You can see that they've got some like really nice ice cream things. You've got like an ice cream maker or a sink in the back. You've got a really nice like sticker print. I really like the look of that. And some cups and like a pineapple or something like that. So that interior looks really awesome. And then if we take a look at like the back wall, you can see like the prices for the ice cream shop, which I think is really awesome with an ice cream. So let me quickly rebuild this, which then quickly just taking a look at like the spots where it would go. Honestly, I think it's pretty cool. You can see that there is another aerial over there using a ray gun, and then here there is actually like a little mini micro build which does go into the bedroom, and I believe that this is either 2 things. This is either the Storm Fighter or either the Velocity Jet from Prime Empire. Those aren't the right colors, so I'm definitely going to put this more as a Storm Fighter. So that is pretty awesome, and there you can see a photo on screen now of what it looks like when it hangs down. So that is pretty awesome, and there's also a ski ramp here, which is pretty cool, and there again is the backside of the tree. So starting off at a top angle, you can see what it looks like with all the jumper plates and everything, which I think is really cool. And straight off the bat, I love the fact that they're using this like mustard yellow. It's quite different. And you can see that we have the red track, which also I think is really neat. But moving on around, you can see that we have this like ladder bit, which that falls off quite a lot. It's honestly not held on there that strong, and this wall does come off, which I will show you that in a minute. You can see that we have a balcony, which is pretty cool. You can then see we have this wall, which honestly, this this wall is absolutely fantastic. It's hard to get all the parts like perfectly straight, but still it looks okay in the end. You can then see that we have this balcony, which the balcony, honestly, I'm not a big fan of. It's kind of a mess though. This side, it looks okay, but just when you look inside of it, you've got this wall again, some more of that, which again is quite hard to get perfectly straight. You can then see that we have this little telescope, which I think is a really nice feature. You can then see we have some like plant pots, some flowers and everything, and these black handcuffs, which I believe have only ever come in the Disney Trainer Station, and maybe one or two more sets, maybe a couple of Batman ones, but I believe there's a different size. You can then see that we have like the compass door handle, this little golden logo, and some Ninjago text writing, as you can see there, what it means. And then moving on around, you can see that we have just this yellow wall, which looks pretty plain, but it actually just looks really nice as it's quite a unique color. And there you can see that we have this, which I believe is one of like the symbols from Sons of Garmadon, when you see them having that Dragon Festival. And then looking over at this wall, you can see that this actually is only held in basically barely by any stud, you can see, and the idea is that you can simply pull it off as part of a play feature. But if we quickly remove this figure over here, you'll see why in a second. You can see that we actually have one of the Serpentine staff here. Then we also have one of the photos from Hands of Time from the Serpentine War, which I think that is really nice. You can see that it looks like there is the Fusion Dragon, and there you can see just like the temple, the monastery of Spinjitzu, you've got the Master of Earth, and then it just seems a couple others, which I think is really neat. You then have like one of the Final Destiny's Bounty, sorry, I nearly said the set name there, but then there you can see you have the security camera, another security camera, and this room is honestly really awesome. There are actually lots of details, so taking a look, you can see the realm crystal, which yes, I've just taken off the wall so we can see in there better. There's a couple of adventurers over there. She looks like one of the CMF characters, I do believe. Then we have the Temple of Air Jitsu, which honestly, I think that looks incredible. The fact that they've built it is still one of my favorite Ninjago sets, so to see it here is awesome. And then we got this just like really nice little spinning area with some dots elements, and I believe that one is actually the eye from the Lego Minecraft turtle, which is quite interesting. So yeah, that honestly I think is really neat, that counter. I like the fact that that's at an angle and can see that sort of like area. And then also on this wall, this is the reverse side, which this element does go here. That has actually got a map of the 4 weapons, because you can see like the 4 points there. So that I think is really awesome. So then taking a look at the reverse side of the wall, you can see that we have Sensei Yang here, the Ying Blade, we have the Air Jitsu little symbol there, and then we have the photo of Ray and Maya, which I think is really neat. So yeah, that is what the museum is. There's quite a lot of like symbols and everything. There's quite a lot to it, and there you can see there are some lights. But then moving back over, you can actually do something else with this. So if you wanted to do like a heist, you can simply just take this off the wall, and it actually reveals like a crack in the wall, which is really cool. And the idea is that you pull this one off, which this is a reference to Mega Monster Amusement Park, which is really cool to see. And how awesome would it be if Lego did that as like an amusement park set? And then taking a look at this little apartment in here, you can see that we have Hagrid's wand piece. You can see that we have someone drawing a Ninjago City Gardens, and you can see that we have a Gal Gossip, though she doesn't look completely screen accurate. So hopefully Lego will actually sort that when they do a minifigure, if they ever do, which again, another character we could have gotten. And there's the rest of the apartment, which I think is really cool. So yeah, that's what it looks like. There's a telescope again. So now let's go on up to the next floor. So taking a look at the little building itself, this is from the top left corner. You can see I've actually had to prop it up with a brick separator, because it's actually done like that, of course, so it can pop into its place. So that is definitely a little bit annoying. But moving on in closer, removing Misako, you can see that we've got this like really nice railing, which honestly, I think the railing is done decently well. You can see that I like the way it's called, the leveling and all of that. And you can see that we have the little window there and the door and everything. And you can see that there's quite a lot of gaps, sadly, with like the roofing, but still, it's done okay. You can see moving on around, we actually have a little safe here with like a block of like cheese or whatever you want to call it, something like that. Maybe another set, maybe a piece or something like that in universe. You can see we have a little table, and then again looking at the roof looks pretty cool. We'll take a better look at that in a minute. We have that side, and then we have that. So there you can see that, which is pretty interesting, and you can actually see what the roof looks like, which honestly I think the roof is done really well on removing the Kai minifigure. You can see what it looks like as an aerial shot. So that is what that area looks like. So then quickly, as a side note, I forgot to show that this actually can add onto the side, and that is the idea. It's this nice little bike, which I think this bike is pretty cool. It's just for like the crook to fly on. So there is that, which is pretty cool. And there you can see it from the back, and of course that just attaches like that. Which then taking a look at the roof section, you can see what it looks like. Honestly, I thought that was actually a grundle, which yeah, there is actually something in there, which I'll show that in a minute, which I believe to be a dragon. But there you can see just the detailing and everything. It does look pretty cool. I do like the shaping, I have to admit. Though my problem that I do actually have, or quickly taking a look there, you can see all the tree parts, which look really cool, is that the fact that this literally can pop off just simply like that. You can just lift it on out, which is great for like people like me who want to review the set, but it's not great for people who just want to display it and like, oh, we'll want to display it after. But yeah, this, I don't really know what this is. I believe that this is most probably a dragon. Most likely, I want to say a wind dragon, because if you have a look at like the wing formation and everything, it definitely looks like a wind dragon, I want to say, and then it has some horns and everything. Originally, I thought it was a grundle, but it definitely isn't. So that is that. So then finally, taking a look at the spiraling part that goes all the way up here, which honestly, this is such a tall part. You can see the aerial. This actually does come apart as well, so I'll quickly show you that here. It's really helpful that the fact you can just simply pull all of that off, which you're then moving on over to like the Ninja's headquarters little gaming area. You can see that there's this like knockoff Nemo fish, you can see has like the Mario Goomba legs, and you can see that it actually is attached to this clip, and in the manual it doesn't even directly show you where it should go. They should have had like an image from that side, just a square one in the corner like they occasionally do. But anyway, you can see that there, which is pretty cool. You can see that we have like all these little guardrails and everything. There's an arcade, which I'll show you that in a minute. There's also this like pretty awesome like poster there. You can see that, which I think that is really neat. You can see what that looks like. I think that's done really well. You can see that we have a ladder, which this is honestly really cool. You can move it down so it's like an entrance as well as being like a ladder, which I think is just a fantastic idea. And then just moving this around, you can see actually have that piece, which is the glasses from the Go Brickney set. You can then see on the interior they have this like Prime Empire sticker, which honestly I think is really neat that they've done it with like a gaming console. I think that was a really cool idea. And then also you can see that we have this sticker of all of the ninja. Their robes are kind of like all wrong, and also Kai is not in it, which I think is really bad that they've missed him out, but still I like the look of it. You can see that is pretty cool. You can see that we have an armchair, we then got like a coat rack, we got Cole, and then also we have an arcade machine, which let's quickly get that out. Which you're then taking a look at the arcade, you can see what it looks like. It looks like a ninja game too. You can sort of see Kai, I believe that is, which I think is really neat. And you can actually do this, and what you can do is simply just move Kai up and down as if like he's attacking that, which I think that is absolutely incredible. That is done by 2 stickers and some techniques. So yeah, that is the arcade cabinet, and now let's go on to the final part in the spiral tower. So then finally, making our way to the top, you can see that we do have an aerial piece here. We have the final section, which honestly, this is still pretty awesome. I love the way that this is at an angle, and this does split 2 more times into 3 more modulars, which we'll show that in a minute. But taking a look at this, honestly, I think this is a really neat build. Like, I love the shaping. These like semi-half diamond parts I think are really cool. You have this rail piece here, which uses the new stamp Unikitty neck piece from the Lego Movie 2, which is pretty interesting. But then taking a look, you can see that we have this, as you know, sorry, that's from the Unikitty series, not the Lego Movie. You can see that we have this like Godzilla, Jurassic World, Jaws kind of poster, which you can switch with the other one that we saw earlier. And then there is one more in here, which is like an adventurous one, which is really neat, like Johnny, well, maybe it's Johnny Thunder, we're not completely sure on that. But then taking a look, there is actually a little area for Jay, so you can actually put his suit in there, which I think is really neat. So yeah, that's what it looks like. It honestly looks really cool. There's no other way to get in there, but that is what that looks like. Which then, if we move on over to the final section, you can see has this like full diamond, not the semi-half diamond, which I think is really neat. And this is what you can do. You can simply just pull all of this off, which I think is really cool. I love that you can do that. It is so unique. It's just such a unique idea that you can do that and just like pull it all apart. I think it's really cool. And then taking a look at the final section, you can see that there is a bit of an interior, which I think the interior looks okay. There you can see that we have a map for Ninjago City with some waypoints. We have Pi 4 and Cryptor. I presume they're either like locations that they're known to be in or something like that. So yeah, that's what it looks like. So then taking a look at the final section, which technically we've already got 4 sections for Ninjago City, because we've got this as well. So yeah, this is the last thing that you build in the set with, I believe, a couple more bags. And yeah, this honestly looks really cool. You've got some lily pads with some flowers. You've got the bridges, which the bridges sort of remind me of the ones from the Ninjago Jitsu Temple. So yeah, you've got some really nice greenery. You've got this to connect to each side and everything. And that, I believe, is the one that goes to the docks, which is pretty cool. You've got Zane's statue here, which there you can see what it looks like poking down that side. You can see we've got some more detailing, got these little bridges, of course. So yeah, this I think is done really well. You can see that we have Zane, the statue there. We then have this like little temple shrine thing, which I really like the look of this, though to me it's not actually accurate. Like, it honestly just isn't accurate. I don't get why they just, I don't know, it looks cool, but they could have definitely done without this. But I mean, I'm not complaining, I still really enjoy it. So yeah, this honestly looks really awesome. Like, I really like the build of this. I think it is done really well, with one more feature being that you can actually pop this off. I'm not really sure what the idea is, but you can simply just pop it off. I'm not sure if that's the the idea, but to me it is, because they easily could have like studded it in a lot more. So yeah, very interesting why I can do that. But I actually think the reason is that you can actually get like a better look at like Zane's area, which I think is really cool. But there you can see that we have Zane's little titanium statue of the titanium ninja. So yeah, that is what it looks like. Honestly, I think this area is really cool, and I like the fact that you can sort of just remove that. So yeah, that is what it looks like. So there we have it. I hope you did enjoy this video. And yeah, here you can see the whole set in frame, which honestly, this is just absolutely just a humongous set. It is absolutely insane. Really hard to fit it in. I don't get how people can do it. But yeah, this honestly is a really interesting set. And my thoughts are on it, I definitely think this has got a few flaws. My biggest one, as I've said during the other sections, is that it is so wobbly and unstable. Like you can see here, for example, if I do that, you can see just look how wobbly that is. That really does not seem a premium product. And for the value, this is a premium product. And for Ninjago's 10th anniversary, the set really should not be ricocheting when you do it like that. And even if I just tap it a little bit, you can see like it vibrates quite a lot. So yeah, the set definitely has got its flaws there, and the build is honestly really repetitive, and the fact that you have those weird little corner gaps as well does feel incomplete. I definitely feel like it may have been rushed in some way, like the durability, just like how it shapes and everything. So yeah, and the minifigures also are disappointing. We could have got so many Ninjago characters. We need Mistake, like one with like the hat hair combo piece. We need Lou, we need Ed and Edna, we need Jay's real dad. There's so many characters that they could have given us. Cyrus Ball, a Pixel, and they just give us mainly civilians and ninja figures that we've got lots of times. So then it's good to get a new Ronin. Misako Clutch again, sadly is a reuse. Like the minifigures are honestly just a disappointment, though it's really good we get Lloyd's hair. But yeah, there's so many characters that we could have got on the Upley. Wouldn't have made much sense, but still Aquino sort of would have made sense. You get my idea. There are so many characters that we could have gotten, but we sadly didn't. So yeah, that is what I think of this set. Honestly, it's a really hard one for me, because there's some really good stuff. Like aesthetically, it looks incredible, but then when you look at the durability and everything, it is a bit of a downer. So yeah, what do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching this video, and until tomorrow video, see you there. Bye for now.